Well, I'm not surprised. I think we've seen it coming. It's really sad coming from law enforcement. It's sad to see that the court system, the judicial system, is so highly politicized, and it has been. It has been from the left, and that's how we got to Roe v. Wade. And our political process, it's got all these pushbacks between state and federal, and I've always thought that Roe v. Wade was pushing way too far in the direction of federal taking over states. That being said, and one of the reasons is if they would have hit the sweet spot, maybe some of these things would have been hammered out at the state level, state legislatures, and maybe they could find some, instead of one extreme or the other, they could find some maybe not. There's no happy ground on this, but I think it's not as clear cut as the extremes on both sides paint it to be. And the process works slowly. And I think when I think Roe v. Wade came out to try to resolve it all at once with the power of the federal government, and it didn't work. Quite frankly, it's just grown more and more contentious, and it's been part of this ever increasing polarization in the political world, and it sucks the oxygen out of the air, and you can't hardly talk about anything else when you start on these things. As the makeup of the Supreme Court shifted, it was in one direction. Now it shifted in the other direction. I think our American governing process, it is a work in process. It's always it's never done. It's always continuing, and this is part of that. Now, this is such a hot button contentious issue that both sides are they will over dramatize the effect of this one ruling, but this will be a start of a continued back and forth. I hope we can have some civil debate on it, but it's been hard for that to happen because both extreme elements in this debate escalate one another, and people that would like to sit down and find some negotiable places where it's not just force of government is not going to solve this problem. The problem of abortion is a symptom of a much larger problems that we have within our society, and we question who decides what and when, and how far should government go in making these sort of decisions. And a lot of times between the left and the right, they're not really arguing that government should be dialed back. They're arguing over whether the government ought to act in my behalf to run over the other people. Each side does that. I think the left and the right are just different sides of the same coin. And so I'm not surprised to see this, and it's going to be painful, but the status quo was painful too. Our country was not getting better, and so I hope cool heads prevail, and I hope the process of the system of checks and balances work. I do think that there's a growing segment of our population that's tired of the radicalism on either side, and the harshest, loudest voices are the ones that's being heard the most. And the abortion issue is just one of several issues that political propagandists and zealots can use to bully sensible people who want to try to figure out how to work things out. I thought Roe v. Wade was a step too far, and that's the entire problem. A lot of the radicalism that you're seeing growing on the right side of the political spectrum is a response to the radicalism on the left side of the political spectrum. And then when the right side of the political spectrum gains momentum and forces their agenda, then the left side reacts. What this has been, it has been an ongoing escalation over a long period of time. And at some point, this needs to stop escalating and start de-escalating. And I will tell you, Roe v. Wade being in place kept a lot of folks from having the discussions we need to have. Whether or not in the current environment we can have those discussions, but we're going to have to get to that point eventually if our republic is to survive. This system of checks and balances and meaningful, sensible governance is going to have to reestablish itself. And moderate voices